Hi, I'm Mike Fernandez-Peterson, Business Development Consultant with Springfield Restoration. Here today with Amy Terry, who is a claims specialist with Black & Raymer Insurance. Thanks for being with us here today, Amy.
Thanks for having me.
All right. The first question I have for you is, what is a deductible and why do insurance policies have them?
A deductible is the insured's responsibility when they turn in a claim. As far as why, it's to basically share the risk. The insurance company shares the risk with the insured on the claim. I guess giving them a sense of having some skin in the game.
Right. What are some different types of homeowners insurance deductibles?
Typically, when we quote for a homeowner's insurance policy, we quoted $1,000. And they can go anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 to $2,500. I've even seen them written at $5,000. It's all in what the insured wants to absorb or need to absorb when they do turn in a claim.
Right, and obviously that affects too then their premium too. So the higher the deductible, usually the lower the premium, because they're sharing more of that risk in there. So very good.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I know that sometimes too there are percentage deductibles.
Yes. We actually don't write for any companies that use percentages, but there are percentages. Some companies do use the percentage, so it would be a percentage off of the dwelling amount that the policy is written at.
Very good. I know we've heard some where they're even changing the deductible level depending on what type of claim it is. So if it's a roof claim, there may be a different deductible. Have you seen any of that with your carriers?
Yeah, we have a carrier that does a general loss at maybe $1,000, and then wind and hail would be $1,500.
Okay.
So they do bump that wind and hail up, and I would guess that's because that's the most typical claim that we see.
Very good. How do deductibles affect whether or not someone should or should not turn in a claim?
Sure. Deductible is one of the first things we look at when we're talking to somebody about a claim. We want to make sure that they understand that the deductible is there. In the sense of like an auto claim, they may not have that much damage. Same with a home claim, there could be less damage than what their $1,000 deductible is, if that's what it's set at. So if the damage is under or close to that deductible, it may actually be best that they don't turn it in to absorb it, because they have to absorb that first cost.
Yeah, I think sometimes people don't understand, even if you have a $1,000 deductible and it's going to cost you $1,500, it may not even be worth it in that case for that extra $500, depending on what might happen to your premium rates because of either previous claims or whatever that carrier may decide to do.
Or in the future, if there's more claims in the future, you just never know. So for me, a homeowner's claim at $500, I personally wouldn't do it. It's not quite worth it to have the insurance company pay out $500 and then you've got that surcharge, and it's going to show for an extended amount of time on your claims history.
Very good. Well, since it's summer season, another thing that people are concerned about are those that have pools. So what are your recommendations? Are there different coverages that people should be thinking about if they have a pool?
Liability, definitely. Maybe the higher liability limits. You also want to make sure that your carrier knows that you have the pool. Some carriers surcharge for that. And then if they surcharge, even if they don't, they have guidelines of there has to be a fence or it has to be a locking cover on it, things like that. So you want to make sure that it's noted, if nothing else, and then make sure that they're aware of it. It would also fall under other structures.
Okay.
So it needs to be accounted for in the case of a claim. It can be under other structures if something were to happen.
Right.
Any damage to them.
And then finally, what are some reasons it's important to have a trusted local agent to be able to talk to, especially when you're going through a claim?
A face and a name, very important. You know that you can call and you're going to get one of us on the team. You know that you can walk through the door and where somebody's going to be here. Somebody's always here. And we've got to look you in the eye, and we like to sleep at night. So we want to know that we're doing right and we are part of the community. We're involved in the same activities that you're involved in. We shop at the same places that you shop at. We're here for you, and we understand. It's just a little bit more of the feels and the sympathy when something is going on.
Yeah, very good. Well, I can say too, the people of Black Rim are great, and they have a great staff, great team, and they'll make sure that you are well taken care of if you do have a claim.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you, and appreciate your time.
Thanks.